Gentlemen, good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do your own research on a new token that's launched. So I'm going to be using Moonarch. The premise of this video is to show you what the first, 5 things I look at. What has the owner been doing? So the owner of the contract. What functionality has he triggered in the contract? I'm going to show you how to find that. How much is in the marketing wallet? And if they're actually spending any money in the marketing wallet. Also, we'll be looking at holders, time of launch, and what the chart looks like, as well as liquidity. As always, please do your own research. The decision to invest is always with yourself rather than someone telling you to buy. So I'm going to have a look. I'm going to pick a random token from Moonarch, which is usually newly launched token. So I'm going to look at Catboy, and we can see from here. So obviously red flag, liquidity unlocked, free buys. So that's a no-no off the bat from me. So we can look at ApeCoin potentially. Let's have a look at that. Liquidity's been pulled, so that's not really great. Miss Ape Yacht Club. Let's have a look at that. So rugged. I mean, it's not starting off very well, but if not, we'll have to look at some other token. King Converse. And let's open this one for the bants. This one, okay, looks okay. There's some test cells on it, so we'll go with Converse. So first thing I'm going to do is check the liquidity. So I look for a ratio of 10% of the market cap ratio towards the LP. What I mean by that is if the market cap is 2,000, I want at least $200 in there or more. Especially early on, it's not as important, but as the token starts to get some sales, it's very important off that. So aim for between 10% and 30% ratio. 30 is the high end. Anything more than that, the chart won't pump and you can't make much profit. Anything less than 10% is a bit dangerous in terms of a few wallets might be able to drain the liquidity off of that. So we'll go on and we'll use honeypot.is and we'll check very quickly what the tax is. So this checks if it's a honeypot, if you actually can sell it. 99% of the time it's accurate, and it also tells you the max transaction. So that must be max wallet. Currently costs 1.7 BNB as well. The gas recommended for buy-in, and the buy tax is 10%, 10%. Yeah. So we've had a look. This doesn't seem too bad in my opinion. Nothing's really happened. It's like they've just launched, and there's no more buyers coming in. So I expect a sell-off very, very shortly on this. But we can go ahead and go on to holders. So we've got 22 addresses. I mean, personally, I wouldn't invest in something like this. But the first thing I want to do is look at the contract. So what is the contract? What does it do? Go over to contract and read. I mean, you might want to have a little scroll of this as well. So it's a cake reward, 1% liquidity. There's a Telegram as well, so you can go ahead and have a look at the Telegram if you wanted, see what they're doing. And we'll go ahead and read. So read, it tells you the max transaction, which is 1%, max wallet, 1%. There's an auto buyback in this contract, which they've turned off. There's also a multiplier, which doesn't actually matter because they've turned it off. That's the liquidity provider, so the person that owns the liquidity. Circulating supply, that's off as well. Get unpaid earnings, I think that's in the contract, the money. So this is the marketing wallet, so we can go ahead and open that. This is the pair as well, so I think that's the cake token, if I'm not mistaken, or yeah, probably. And I think that's it in the contract. So some contracts will tell you the fee, this one doesn't, but you can look directly in the contract. So this is the creator or the marketing wallet, which they're using as the creator wallet, I'm guessing as well. So they created the token, they transferred to PancakeSwap, I'm guessing that was. They've approved it, so they've activated trading or they've added liquidity, and they've locked the tokens. That's all they've done. Very clean. They haven't transferred any tokens under the radar. They haven't changed the tax after launch. So that seems okay in my opinion. There's no sales at the moment, or we can't see any sales at the moment. So there's nothing in the marketing wallet, which is cool. So in my opinion, checks out. Off the bat of that, we can go ahead and check the LP holders, just make sure there's one person. So that's in a contract, so that is locked. Perfect. I don't know what website they've locked it on. and they've probably locked it for 1 day because there's already 0.5% in there, or they mislocked it, or they might just leave that in there, I don't know, by mistake. But seems like they've launched. Another thing I always look at is if has the contract been sniped. So down here you can see the timer. So these times are exactly the same. So that means potentially these are snipers. That's a very common bot that buys everything. Always that amount as well. And it does a test sell. So that was the test sell to make sure they can actually sell. It's a very old-fashioned bot. So there are 3 sniper bots in here. I don't know when they're going to trigger and sell. They haven't been blacklisted. That's another one as well, same time, or those 3 at the same time. And so we can count, essentially, there's 6 snipers, or what we think are sniper bots, or multi-wallet snipers. That's a different time, and that's the same time. So I don't know if that's a sniper as well, but we're just going to have to wait and see. So this isn't a token that I would personally invest in, simply because it's just stalled. I don't know what's happened. Nothing's happened. There's been a launch, maybe a few buyers got in and they're going to start marketing it later, a few of their friends. I'm not quite sure with that. But that's pretty much how I would do my due diligence on a new token essentially launched. Now the dangerous thing is that I like to look at is what's happening on the holders. Holders will tell you the story of what's happened. So there's 5% in a contract, so that's locked. There is 30% in PancakeSwap, which means it will take a while for it to become more expensive. They've burnt 35% as well. So holder list, we've got a big amount of holders that are holding a lot of the supply. Yeah, and what I mean by holding a lot of the supply, we can take, for example, this wallet. If I want to check how much this person sold for, I can go here, or they brought for $16, yeah? And they bought another wallet which they paid for 26. So all in all, this gentleman is the biggest holder and he's paid $40. Yeah. So I want to see how much these tokens are worth. So I'm going to go here, copy this number, and I'm going to go to trade, and I'm going to just check how much is he sitting on now. Give me 1 second because it doesn't allow decimals. So he's sitting on, he's put in $40 and he's currently sitting on 100. Is he likely to sell? I don't know. But with the price going up, he could potentially take, over 10% of the liquidity. He will get a price impact on that, so 12% wouldn't go to him. But as there's a few wallets, essentially him and his band of merry men, in terms of the top 10 holders, may actually take some of that. So investing in this token, yeah, probably you're not going to make as much as you think, in my opinion, but all this method applies to every token, even big tokens, in my opinion. So this is something that takes a lot of time to do, but you may want to just, like, for me it's very quick. I know what I'm looking at with these, but essentially you could look at this token being completely dead. So I just want to check if the owner of the wallet has done anything. He's changed the fees, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if he just triggered it or what. We can have a look and refresh. So it was 10%, 9%. And he's honeypotted it now. So he's put the tax at 99 and the sale tax at 99, which makes sense. So this is something you always got to keep on top of, and checking the wallet, so to speak. Like, I thought it was very strange that no one was selling. Checking the creator wallet says a lot about, I mean, there's always a transfer of ownership, but this says a lot with that. So all in all, this is something you got to kind of keep your eye on. That was very unfortunate. I said I wouldn't probably invest just because there was no sales. I don't know if the price would have gone here. Maybe I might have looked at it and I would have looked at the Telegram with that. So that was a bit of a nasty rug, in my opinion. So he's just stolen one BNB. Like, it's pathetic, to be honest. Like, what's he gonna make from that? But all in all, I hope you've given you some tips in terms of you doing your due diligence and your own research. Hopefully, it saved you. It can save you money in the long run, and this is what I always check standard if I call any token on my Telegram, and if I see any mishaps or anything going wrong, I just stay clear of it, in my opinion. And it has to be a good entry. That wouldn't have been a good entry, in my opinion. So hope this video has helped. Any questions, let me know.